Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'm here today with a candy box with these toffees. I am not gonna lie, they are not delicious. They are mint toffees. So it is caramel, toffee, and mint. That just says it all right there. You know, but apparently some people like it. It's popular here. So anyway, each one of these candies measures roughly, without the wrapper, 1 inch by half an inch by quarter inch. And so any wrap candy, we're just gonna do a random box. Let me put this away. With these little scraps, and I found a little Grinch on my desk, which I don't know where he came from because I printed out 70 of these little Grinches for the boxes I was making for a paid order. And I'm really hoping they got 70 boxes and not 69. But I found this on my desk. So, there you go. All right, this box I'm gonna do is one you've seen me do lots of times. If you watch my advent calendar, which I am going to do an advent calendar again. We'll see, maybe, because it's the same thing. I do it every year. I just sometimes change the measurements, sometimes not. So let's go ahead and make a box. Let's do a box that's going to be, I don't know, I need to get rid of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fit 6 of these. Let's do, I'm gonna do 2 by 2 by 2. Okay. And this is going to be a lidded box because we have not done a lidded box in a long time. A pull-off lid. So get your yellow book out, and the box is going to be 2 by 2 by 2. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. Left to right, 2, 4, 6. Up and down, 2, 4, 6. So you need a paper for the bottom, and that is 6 by 6. And you're going to score it at 2 inches on all 4 sides. So when you do a lidded box with a pull-off lid, your lid has to be like 1/16 of an inch bigger, which that kind of stops you from getting 4 pieces out of 1 12 by 12 piece of paper. So you really have to think about that. If you have a linen paper or a thinner paper for the lid, you can just do it 6 by 6 as well. And you just kind of have to force the lid to fit over your box. And I'm going to do that to show you what I'm talking about. Just so you can see, because I hate wasting paper for that little 1/16 of an inch. You know what? This actually might be 6 by 6. It is. Okay. So that's going to be my top because this is a thin cardstock. Now my bottom, I need my thicker cardstock. Oops. There we go. So obviously if you're using 12 by 12 paper, you can get 4 bases or 4 tops. I would use, like if you have a Stampin' Up! Paper, I would use that for the top because that is very thin. I would not use a Cartabella or Echo Park for the top unless you want to do that extra 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so this is the bottom, 6 by 6, scored at 2 inches on all 4 sides. And I know what you're saying. For those of you who watch me regularly, thank you. Just do a hinge lid, and you can do the exact same measurement, the 6x6. But I wanted to show you guys a pull-off top. So we're gonna do a pull-off top. So I'm gonna cut or score this. This is the top, which is red. Thinner cardstock, your Stampin' Up paper, designer series paper, your thinner paper. Okay. 6x6, score it 2 on all 4 sides. Put it to the side. So this is going to be our lid and bottom. Okay. And let's go ahead and start with the bottom. We are going to varnish and varnish. Okay, and because it's a square, it doesn't matter where you start. I'm just starting bottom right and cut up. Miter, miter, and I'm going to cut off a lot of it. Okay. Now, this vertical score mark on the left, I'm going to cut up. Actually, you know what? I'm going to cut off more than half. And then I'm going to miter, miter. Miter and miter. These are your tabs. Okay. Rotate it. What you did on the top, you need to do on the bottom and vice versa. Score line. Bulk. Miter and miter. Okay. The only step of that, the only step of that you absolutely have to do is miter, miter. But if you want to just cut up your score line, miter and miter, and keep this longo tab, you can. There's no need for it, but if you don't feel like cutting it, don't. All right, so you have something that looks a little weird like this. Now you're just going to reinforce those score lines. Add your glue and glue it to your other tabs. Okay. Make sure you get the top. The glue is clogged as usual. I don't know where the top went, and so it gets clogged easily. Okay, I'm just going to match my sides perfectly. Match my sides perfectly. Press it in, let it dry, add glue to your other. This is your standard box. You probably learned how to do this in elementary school. Okay, and here we go. I'm just lining up my sides, making sure everything is even, and it's an actual 2x2 square. Everything's lined up, pressing those tabs. Okay. Now you're going to do the exact same thing to your top. So varnish, crisp up these edges. Now because this is way thinner paper, I don't have to press as hard. Sometimes I forget, and when I'm scoring it, I put too much pressure and rip it. And you're the exact same thing. Score line. Bulk. Miter. Miter. Score line. Bulk. Miter. Miter. Okay. What I do to the bottom, I need to do to the top. Score line. Bulk. Miter and miter. And these bulk pieces right here are great for tags. Okay, and score line. Bulk. Miter and miter. Where you can back up your Like if you're using some type of words on yours, I have some words right here. Let's see if I have a word already cut. You know, use those cut pieces to back your words. Don't throw them away until I throw them away once I'm done with my project, because I'm not going to hoard these little pieces. But because I know I'm going to use them to back words, I'll just use them for now. And then when I'm done making all my boxes, then all those extra pieces will go in the trash. Okay, and glue and glue. Making sure you get that as close to the folded edge as you can. That's going to be your most important part to make sure that has enough glue, is the folded edge. And line it up. And line it up. Line, frame. Smush the glue. Line it up. It's okay if your box is slightly off. Mine is slightly off. So that means that the paper wasn't a true 6x6, or I cut it wrong or whatever, but it's fine. You are not going to see. It's like a 1/16 of an inch too short on one side. Or not even a 6, probably a 32nd of an inch. I don't know how you say that measurement. All right. What I'm looking at is, this is my preference. So my tabs on the white box are up here and up here. So I'm going to put my tabs of my red box here and here, just so that way the box has tabs on all 4 sides. Now, this is where I was saying, if you do your lid without that extra little tiny bit, it is going to be a tight squeeze. Okay? Your box may bow in like this, your bottom box. It's just going to happen. I mean, there's nothing we can do to prevent that. Okay? Because they're the exact same size, and you're trying to make the exact same size fit in the exact same size. Put your candies in there, however many will fit, and push it in if you have to. It's not going to want to go if you don't add that extra bit. See how it's fighting me with everything it owns? That's the struggle you're going to struggle with. Where are my tabs at? Oh. This is the struggle. This is why we have to put that little bit in there. But once you get it on, and you're like that, no one can tell that your bottom box is all bowed in, because your lid looks beautiful and crisp. Now, taking the lid off might be a little bit of a pain, but you know, that's for your recipient to figure out. Now, we're not going to do them like that. I'm going to take, because it's so tight, I'm going to take my circle punch, and I'm going to make the little finger pulls. Like so. Okay. And like this. Now, this is why we have to make the boxes smaller. Now, I know some of you crafty people are like, well, why didn't you just make your bottom box less than 6x6? You absolutely can. And that is what I typically do. And that's what I'm going to put in the description box. If your paper is 6x6, I'm going to make the bottom of my box 5 5/8 by 7/8 by 5 7/8. So that way my lid is 6x6, because I don't want to waste my paper. Okay, so that is what you want to do, is make your bottom of your box, actually it's not even going to be 7/8. It's going to be a little less than that. But you just want to take a tiny bit off of your bottom box so that way your lid fits. Okay? And I'm going to show you that. So if I make my bottom box just slightly less than 6, it's not even 5 7/8. It's right in between there, between the 5 7/8 and the 6. Just slightly smaller. Let's go ahead and do 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. Okay. And it's the same process. You could do 5 7/8 by 5 7/8, but then your lid is going to be a little too loose. So I like it a little bit less than that. We're cutting up our score lines. We're going to do our bulk. We're going to miter. We're going to miter. And we're going to cut our bulk. And we're going to miter. And we're going to miter. And then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to cut, bulk, miter, miter, cut, bulk, miter, miter, glue, glue, and here we go. And here we go. And here we go. And one more, here we go. Okay, so now this box is slightly smaller than my lid. And watch what difference this makes. Well, my glue's not dry, so hold on. Where are my tabs? Need to cut this way. And look at that. See how much easier that was to get on and off? This top paper is so flimsy, it is kind of harder to work with. But that little extra tiny bit just saves you so much trouble of trying to do this. Okay? And then your recipient is kind of struggling to get it off. But it's up to you. Okay? So if you're making boxes and you accidentally make the lid and the bottom the same exact size, don't throw anything away. Just force it on and it will be okay. Because the majority of people, when you give them these boxes of chocolate, they are going to throw the box away. So they don't care if they rip the box off, the top off. They don't care because they're not keeping it anyway. So this is the one that's too big. If they have to do like that and crunch it, they're not caring. They're tossing this, eating this, right? Don't stress yourself. All right, guys, I'm gonna go eat something. I'm starving. Thanks for watching. Bye.